So hello, my name's Diana Tamblyn. I'm a cartoonist, so I write and draw comic books. And I'm the creator of Gerald Bull and the Super Gun graphic novel, amongst other things. And I'm here today to do some drawing and to show you how I put my comics together. So here we are looking at a real in-progress comic page. So this is chapter 5, page 3. So as you can see, I write the story out first in script format, then I break down the narrative into panels so I know what my flow is going to be. You do the lettering first so you know how much space you have for the imagery. I do tend to work panel by panel. I already have worked out in my head what every image is going to be on the page. So I tend to do one panel fully finished and next panel and so on, and I don't move in sequence. So I started here, did this one, finishing this one, and up here. So I'm going to work a little bit here where I've done the word balloon. So I'm just going to erase the pencils here. I realized I've forgotten the tail of the word balloon, so I'm going to have to put that in liquid paper. So I am working in kind of traditional techniques of pen and ink. One of the joys of comics is you really, if you can look at my tools here, we're not talking about really expensive things. I've got paper, pencil, a couple brushes, and some pens. I'm just going to work on this, use my 5. I'm going to work on this word balloon because it's a bit rough, and I'm going to get it smooth. A lot of cartoonists do work with all in the computer these days, but I do everything traditional myself. All files, even if you do work traditionally, need to be sent electronically, so at some point you do need to scan it into the computer and send the file to the printer or to the publisher electronically. But I don't tend to do very much in the computer. I'll do a few touch-ups, but that's about it, and I'll add some tones. So in this map I'm going to add some gray tones in the computer. But mostly what you see is what you get here. So here, and I'm using a lot of cross-hatching techniques, so I'm going to be working on his tie. He's got a pattern. This panel takes place in the 1970s. So I've been drawing a lot of suits on men in the 1970s. They have some wide collars, and they tend to have big ties. Here is, I penciled the character. I've used a technical pen to do some of the lines, and I'm going over the lines with a brush, just because I find the brush gives the lines more life. Sometimes I'm a bit shaky with the brush. So then I go over it again with the technical pen to make sure I get the lines nice and crisp. So now I'm going to move into the character's hair. This is Gerald Bull here, and he's a scientist, and his personal appearance is not something that he spends a lot of time with, and he's got a bit of wild hair, which is kind of suits his personality, because he's a visionary and he does things differently than anybody else, and his hair is something that he really doesn't care about. But I can distinguish him from other characters who are all wearing suits by his hair, and if you have a group shot. So some cartoonists, you can, since this is all done with computers now, a lot of cartoonists will just put an X on a big black area, and then you can just fill it in with a click of a mouse in the computer. But I don't know, there's something about, obviously that's going to be faster that way, but I like putting ink on the page, and I like having big areas of solid blacks.